Hey y'all, Monk Joseph here with the Broken Buddha. Tonight we're going to talk about dedicating merit or karma. I said that specifically for a reason. I'm going to go ahead and start by saying I don't think I am qualified to really give this advice, but I see the point as kind of misunderstood, and I wish I understood it sooner in my meditations because I've had good experiences. But we'll cover this now. This is a yogi concept, sage concept, Buddhist concept, Tibetan Buddhist concept, Bon Buddhist concept. So I just want you to know this is a specified video towards religion, and I'm not pushing anybody towards or away from. So dedicating merit after you do something, say you meditate and pray for 3 hours, and think of dedicating merit as depositing good energy in a bank, right? So after you've prayed hard for everything in existence and your family and stuff for an hour or three, you want to dedicate it. And even you don't have to do anything official. I'm not going to do any of the official dedications here. You can do your own research within your own religion or sect of religion. And before I learned it, I'll do the ones before I learned. You can just, I dedicate this hard work to alleviating the suffering of all beings, something like that, right? Um, or I dedicate this work to being awakened for the sake of all suffering and sentient beings, stuff like that. Think of your own, follow your heart. I'm not going to give you a refuge or a bodhicitta prayer because I want you to search your heart. And if you're going to go full on religious system in a systematized way, then do your own research and find one that speaks to you. But the purpose of dedicating merit, and this is what the video is about, is you, after you've done your prayers or mantras or meditation for whatever time period, even if it's just one mantra, one prayer, you hit your knees for a second and put your hands together, dedicate it. Because the way that it's understood and taught, and I've experienced this slightly, is, and even if it's, even for Westerners as a mindfulness approach, this is not a bad angle for mindfulness approach. So, say you're walking away from your meditation or whatever you're doing that what you would consider sacred, and all of a sudden this thought pops in your head, man, that guy cut me off, or that person said this, or that person did that, or that person blah blah. That thought of anger is just kind of dispelling where you were. You know what I'm saying? You had this like clean, sacred energy going towards you, and it's all right and rain. And then as soon as you have that thought, it's directing towards all that energy you just built is directing towards this very negative concept and feeding into it. And at that point, you're also very high energy and going into that. So you just want to dedicate your merit of the things you do before anything pops in your head or you do anything. Sometimes the bad thing pops in your head while you're doing the thing and you don't sometimes get a chance. But if you try, at least you'll have a shot. And the reason I said dedicating merit and karma, if you're dedicating your merit because you want something good to happen to you, like you're doing it specifically for that, Bodhidharma or Buddha Dhammo, the second abbot of the Shaolin Temple, gave some pretty clear lessons that just because if you're doing good things, it's not like you're not going to get anything good. That's the difference between, and it's pronounced karama, by the way. I was taught that by an Indian friend of mine. We just use the R to Romanize it, but it's an actual, like, everything in vibration in speech is very serious in the Hindu culture. So there's no R there, okay? I know we do it for romanization, but it's just karama, karama, karama. See what I'm saying? Anyway, that was just a quick lesson within the lesson. If you're doing dedications because, I'm doing this because I want something good, because I'm going to do this, you're only doing it because you're going to get something out of it. You'll still get karma. You'll still get good karma out of it, but you're not getting merit. And the difference is, I can't speak on this specifically because I want this to be a multi-faith concept, but your merit's where the real spirit power is going to come from. We'll say it like that. The real, exactly what it's saying, merit. So I think the difference between karma and merit is when being a yogi, being benevolent is who you are. It's no longer called benevolence. We see benevolence as, you see a bad guy do a good thing, wow, that's so benevolent. And I'm not saying it's not, but if benevolence is your nature, your core, then you're not benevolent. You're just being you. And the only reason you even look benevolent is people are comparing themselves to you, and they shouldn't be. They should be living their lives and while letting you live your life. So that's the difference between merit and karma. And like I said, dedicating something as simple as I dedicate this hard work to being awakened to help the suffering of all sentient beings. Something like that if you want to be more multi-faith with it. Again, I am not speaking for every yogi. I am not speaking for every organized religion who dedicates merit. This is strictly my opinion on this. Yep. But those who know me will be confident in the research I've done, given the things that I talk about. Some of them I do not talk about here for obvious, what should be obvious reasons. All right, so that's enough ranting and vague speech for now, but thank you for stopping by. And remember, dedicate your merit.